Yeah. East St. Louis. You know the deal. I'm a holy man, I read the Bible daily. I'll be satisfied when all my rivals buried. Them Edomites and all them other heathens. Y'all faggots ain't equal, y'all beneath them. I never pray to a stone or inanimate objects. My God sits on a throne. Whether Old or New Testament, I leave you with dope 16 bars of recklessness. I don't salaikum salam, I'll bomb on you and your moms like the agent Saddam. The 3 Series charcoal gray, I'm not a narcissist, but I'm everything what an artist is. I like my steaks well done, just like my competition. I don't write rhymes and compositions. I catch Esau in the foul position and get him left there. Now he's stinking up the fresh air. Yeah. Word him up. Yo. I'm back, but I never left. Your girl like me the best. I put a pause to all your threats. You little cowards can't be serious. You nutty like the great Eddie Murphy. You cats delirious. Thinking you top 5 or better. Coward, you a beginner, not considered a winner. You cheaper than a 2-piece chicken dinner. I'm like a mob boss eating steak in a prison. Meaning we on a different level, boy. I'm pure silk, fresh out the cleanest. You cowards Polaroids. Buried the body, now it's over, boy. The last thing you saw was the gap flash like a Polaroid. These heathens taking mugshots. I guarantee I won't let it off until the blood stops. I'm not a thug, I'm your best man, but not Morris Chestnut. Cross me, you get your neck cut. Every time I blink, another bastard hating. I master greatness, I don't write rhymes for Satan. From the sound of my voice, your girl masturbating. I'm quite amazing, even my enemies be fascinated. I know they never should have tampered with it. I got the game in quarantine until I vaccinated. We don't condone the trash you're making. I praise the Lord of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Word. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yo, what's goody? It's your boy, it's your man, it's your best friend, Judah Ben. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We in the building. You feel me? I'm gonna do a little boxing weekend recap. You know what I mean? There was some tremendous fights yesterday. You know what I mean? We're gonna get it on and popping. You know what I mean? Like the Chris Brown song. We're gonna get it popping. You feel me? You figure deal me? All y'all ugly niggas out there and all the sweet, beautiful, gorgeous women's, all the grown women's out there showing support to the man Judah. Saludos. You know what I mean? To all the sisters and senoritas worldwide. But yo, we're gonna get right on into it, son. I caught a little bit of I was a little bit late, you know, on the Richardson Hitchins and Lemos card, hosted by the Zone. I caught like the tail end of what was the fight before Pacheco and McCallman? Um, I forget who was fighting, but I caught like the tail end of that. I caught like the last few rounds of that. You know what I mean? It was some good work. You know what I mean? It was a good fight. I definitely wasn't disappointed from the time I tuned in. It was a tremendous call, like I said. Shout out to all the contestants, all the boxers who participated last night in Miami for the DAZN card. Eddie Hearn, you get a thumbs down automatically, automatically. Cause Eddie Hearn just trash, son. Like, and you can tell, like, with his delivery, the stuff he be saying, like, it come off as very, very fake. Like, it's his whole demeanor is I just can't rock with it because like it's been millions and
millions of fights we asked for over the years, and you can tell he purposely did not deliver. You know what I mean? We've been trying to get Anthony Joshua versus Wilder since 2016. You know what I mean? And they 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 piggyback. You know what I mean? The whole fight, like. But deep down, we knew that Eddie Hearn. You know what I mean? Not necessarily to say Anthony Joshua was scared, but we know Eddie Hearn just didn't want to set that fight up. And it's like, do you not want to see your fighters advance and be, top contenders, what I mean, top notch players in this boxing game? Like, it's like who it's like who the hell are you to even make that decision? And then, like, not to mention, um, I know y'all remember when him and his pops, Barry Hearn, um, what I mean, he get four thumbs down. I wish I had more hands with his ugly ass. They had the nerve to sit up on the stage live on TV and say, yeah, like back in the day, we was in control. You know what I mean? And it's like now a lot of these black men have a say so. It's like motherfuckers, like, pretty much calling, this was when they was promoting, I believe, Dillian White. Pretty much calling Dillian White and all these cats slaves, calling these niggas slaves to their face. You know what I mean? But nobody said nothing. You feel me? Like, that's what bothers me with, like, some of these cats. Like, these cats are gladiators in the ring, but in the real world they soft, yo. Like, it's like, what are you doing, man? It's like, what are you doing? But you know what? They not hesitant to make money off these niggas. They show the hell not. But like, just Eddie Hearn just come off fake to me. Like, I never I never rocked with Eddie Hearn like that. Never, because I've seen the way he drugged Tevin Former. He never gave Tevin Former no top match. You know what I mean? He played around with Tevin Former's career, and look at Tevin Former now. You know what I mean? Like, I bet you any amount of money. Back in the day, Tevin Former, he was begging for a Tank Davis fight. But you know what? That was all Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn didn't want to set that shit up. And then you'll have cats that's on the other side talking about Tank was scared to make. It's like, yo, you know what? We're gonna get to that a little bit later. You feel me? A little bit later in this, you know what I mean, in this recording. But back to the fights from last night. You feel me? I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off with Diego Pacheco and McCallman. Yo, starting off, yo, McCallman looked nice in the beginning rounds. Uh, I mean, he was slick. He was catching Pacheco with some good counters. You know what I mean? He had a being that McCallman, he was actually the shorter fight out of those two, but oddly he had the longer reach. And that's why you was able to see McCallman capitalize on Pacheco the way he did. Like, I believe it was round 3 or 4. He caught Pacheco with a nice right hand across the jaw. He hit him with a feint and bow, nice right cross. No, it was a right hook. Caught Pacheco nice. You know what I mean? And his Pacheco, his face shook like a pair of dice in Harlem. He shook him up nice. Shook him up nice like a pair of dice. But it's not the islands. Looking ass. But yo, he shook up Pacheco's jaw nice, yo. Uh, he was catching Pacheco with some nice shots, but overall, Pacheco was he was capitalizing. Pacheco. One thing Pacheco didn't do effectively was utilize his jab. He was throwing his jab out, but you can tell, like, as far as me, as what I was looking at, I can tell, like, Pacheco. It was like he was trying to uh try something new in the ring against McCallman last night. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't fix it, yo. Like, a lot of these cats just need to continue to do what they do best. You know what I mean? And not to go off topic too much, but It reminds me of Deontay Wilder in his previous fight with uh, uh, Joseph Parker. It's like, yo, Deontay Wilder, you are not a boxer. You do not box. You never boxed in your life. You never utilized the sweet science on any level. And because of that, that's what made you dangerous. The way you used to set up the right hand was scary. You feel me? Like, you cannot be boxing. And not to say that Pacheco can't box, because Pacheco can box his ass off. I'm just saying, like, whatever he was trying to utilize last night, it wasn't working, yo. And it's like, yo, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep doing the same things you've been doing. That's what got you in the position you are at today. Like, it just boggles me how, certain boxers, they try to switch their game up and it don't end up working out. They still end up getting the victory, but you end up looking sloppy in the process. It's like, yo, just keep doing what you've been doing, G. Like, it's gonna all work out in the end. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it's like, yo, like, um, hold on, let me turn my TV down, yo. I'm up here playing the show while I'm giving y'all cats a show. Playing the show while I'm giving y'all ugly niggas a show. but yeah, yo, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? I can't stretch that enough. But overall, like I said, Pacheco, he looked good. He looked decent. Um, he got the W. You know what I mean? And that's all I was concerned about. But another thing that was weird in that fight, was during one of the breaks. Um, one of the reporters got a chance to sit down and have a slight interview with David Benavidez, and yo, you can tell David Benavidez was slopped out of this world. But and it's just like my homie Just Do said, yo, shout out to Just Do Boxing. It was very unprofessional, and it was, you can tell they was trying to be funny. It's like they knew David Benavidez was out of his element. You know what I mean? He'd been drinking, having fun, but they decided to try to interview this man anyway. If I was David Benny, I would have been like, yo, I ain't trying to talk to nobody. I'm here to support my man Pacheco. So, yo, get them cameras, get the mics out of my face. I would have told them straight up, like, yo, you see what kind of state I'm in. I'm chilling, I'm having fun. You know I'm a little bit saucy. Get the away from me. That's, if I was David Benny, I would have told them straight, like, yo, back up. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to have no interview. I'm chilling. I got my family here, my girl, we chilling. You know what I mean? And like, I just would have kept it at that. Like, I would not have interviewed this man knowing, you know what I mean, the state he was in. David Benavidez was out of there, yo. But you know what I mean, God bless him. He was still trying to give his opinions and his analysis on the fight. You know what I mean? And, yo, shout out to David Benavidez. Shout out to the whole Benavidez camp. You know what I mean? Shout out to Jose Senior. You know what I mean? Doing a spectacular job, you know what I mean, in that training camp with Pacheco, El Rayo, and Jose Jr. and David Benavidez. You know what I mean? Shout out to the whole camp. Shout out to Phoenix, Arizona. You know what I mean? That whole family, yo. Shout them out. Shout out to the newest addition to the Benavidez family, young Anthony. You know what I mean? He about 3 now, I believe, or going on 3. Shout out to the young soldiers, son, straight up. But I just think that was highly, highly unprofessional. You know what I mean, from the reporters of the zone. And it's almost like they was trying to be funny, yo. And going back to Eddie Hearn, that's what I'm saying, son. Like, I cannot rock with the zone on no levels, period. I just cannot, yo. Some of their cars be nice, some of their cars be decent. And that's one thing with the zone. They can never have one straight, they can never have one hardcore card. It's always, it's either a decent card or it's a trash card. You know what I mean? They can never, they will never have a card as spectacular as a PBC card. Um, they would never have a card as tremendous as the kind of boxing cards Javante Davis or Errol Spence be having. They will never have a card of that caliber. And it's like while they sitting up here talking about all these other promotional companies, uh, trying to throw shade and dirt on PBC, but y'all still trying to catch up to PBC. They still trying to catch up, to that caliber of PBC. So you can obviously see the hate is there, but the zone is totally highly irrelevant, man, at this point. They always have been to me. So the zone, they always play a catch up. Like they ain't nothing to be. I never, like I said earlier, I never looked to the zone as to be like a top notch promotional company. In this boxing game, like they always play a catch up. So moving right along. Um, but overall, son, like Diego Pacheco, he still looked good. He looked nice. Um, he need to get back to the drawing board ASAP. It's a lot of holes in this game I see already. With that fight I seen last night, he was leaving himself open. He was not boxing the way he did previously, like I've seen him do in previous matches. But like I said, I can tell he was trying to use. I can tell he was trying to try different things and trying to utilize different aspects to his game. But like I said, if it's not broke, don't fix it, son. Like keep doing what you've been doing. You know what I mean? But shout out to Pacheco. It's all love. Pacheco himself, he just had a baby. So shout out to him and his family. I believe he had a son, if I'm not mistaken, about 3 weeks old. So shout out to Diego Pacheco's son, starting this family. Getting this money up. It's a beautiful thing, yo. But we're gonna go ahead and dive into the main event. My dog, Richardson Hitchins, coming in there against Lemos from Argentina. And shout out to all my Argentinians. The tribe of Naphtali in the Bible. That's right. Argentinians are classified as Israelites. I don't care what you think or how you feel. They your people too. You feel me? Yeah. Shout out to the Argentinians out there, because one thing I can say is all the Argentinians I've ever met, which was about 2 or 3 of them ever in my life. But they all been cool, yo. And they all have this, they all have a they have a Negro demeanor. And what I mean about Negro demeanor is like they never treated me no less than what I am. Because at the end of the day, so-called blacks and Hispanics, we all the same anyway. We all been through the same hardships and trauma. Wherever we go through the same BS. So they never treated me no different than what I am. You feel me? And I always, that's why from day one, I always have respect for all Hispanics, no matter where you came from, whether you was so-called Cuban, so-called Puerto Rican, so-called Mexican, so-called Colombian, so-called Argentinian, Honduran, El Salvadorian, Peruvian. I always got mad love from the Hispanic community. And that's how I know, son, like the Bible just clarifies we the same people. You feel me? But anyway, I don't want to throw a lot of y'all cats off, because a lot of y'all don't even look at Hispanics as y'all own, and I don't see how. But moving right along. We're gonna save that topic for another day also. But yeah, Richardson Hitchins, a lot of people was talking about it was a robbery, that Lemos should have won. They were saying Richardson Hitchins lost 7-5. Just talking reckless on the young G. And it's like, Richardson Hitchens, he clearly won that fight last night. He edged it, but he clearly won that. It's the same thing of what they were saying about Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. It was a lot of cats saying that Devin got robbed in that fight, which I don't believe. Devin clearly won that. I watched that fight about 4 or 5, 6 times, and each time after I seen it on the first night, I was like, yeah, Devin took that either 7-5 or 8-4. You feel me? So it was the same thing I seen last night with Richardson, Hitchins, and Lemos. It was not a robbery. Richardson Hitchins, he boxed beautifully. You know what I mean? Once he found out uh, that he couldn't do the things that he could normally do to other boxers who he previously fought, he changed his game up and switched it up. And he switched it up nice. You know what I mean? He started um, when he saw he couldn't get an opening, you know what I mean? He'll throw a couple shots, boop bop, and he'll clinch. Uh, One thing Richardson Hitchens didn't do enough. He did it. He did it a little bit, but he didn't do it enough. Was where he'll catch Lemos with about 2 or 3 shots. He'll clinch and then he'll spin him. If he would have done that all throughout the fight, you know what I mean, it would have the outcome would have been a lot more different. And like I said, he did it, but he didn't do it quite enough. You know what I mean? And this was one of those fights where a cat of Richardson Hitchens caliber, where we all seen he was tested. He was battle tested. You know what I mean? Lemos was coming at him. You know what I mean? Lemos was like he was like a possessed he was like a possessed uh pit bull or something. You feel me? Like he was coming at Richardson Hitchens like, you know what I mean, a bat out of hell. You know what I mean? He was catching Hitchens with that right hook. You know what I mean? Nasty. You know what I mean? Caught him, clipped him a few times. Richardson Hitchens, he took his shots like a man, and he, you know what I mean, he went to the drawing board and he capitalized. It was not a robbery, son. That's why when that fight, um, I'm gonna do some more. I'm gonna do some more history on that fight. I'm gonna go back and look at the tapes. You know what I mean? When I get a nice full uh review, when they drop it on YouTube, I'm gonna go back and view the tapes again. You know what I mean? And I might talk about it again later. You know what I mean? Just to put that perspective out there, like it was not a robbery, son. Richardson Hitchens, he went in there and he did his thing. Like he did exactly what I thought he would do. But um, before the fight, I had Richardson Hitchens actually knocking him out. You know what I mean? Because the way he was talking greasy. You feel me? Like Richardson Hitchens, he was hungry. You know what I mean? He was telling Eddie Hearn, like, you know what I mean, y'all, like I'm y'all pretty much doing this for free. Like, you know what I mean? I'm hungry. I'm ready to get in there and show the world how true my skills are. I'm like, okay, Hitchens, let's get it. You know what I mean? The way he was talking, he had me like, yeah, he about to knock this cat out, yo. You feel me? Like, but it's no shade to Richardson Hitchens at all. Yo, that's my dog, son. And yo, another thing about Richardson Hitchens, that kid is not from Africa, son. That nigga is Haitian. You can clearly see his Haitian features. He is not African. Africans do not have they do not have woolly hair the way Richardson Hitchens' hair is. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we all have knotty, woolly hair. Even the Jamaicans and Haitians, they have knotty, woolly hair. So-called Africans do not have damn woolly or knotty hair. They got straight naps. They got nappy shit. Richardson Hitchens' hair is not nappy. His shit is cushioned. That's woolly. That's biblical. That's if Richardson Hitchens was so-called African, his hair would be nappy as shit. His hair is not nappy. It's woolly. You feel me? Just like his hair is no different from Shakur Stevenson's. Shakur Stevenson got woolly, knotty hair. You know what I mean? That's not African hair. That's Negro hair. That's the same hair Christ has. Woolly, knotty hair. The Bible says Christ has woolly hair, not straight blonde hair. That's what the world thinks. Christ does not have long, stringy blonde hair. That's false. You feel me? That's so false. Christ's hair look just like majority of you Negroes' hair. You feel me? So moving right along, because I know a lot of you cats don't want to talk about that either, but we don't care. But overall, son, Richardson Hitchins did his thing, son. Like I was not disappointed. Um, I'm not upset with the scorecards. The judges saw what they saw, and they scored it the way that they scored it. I'm not trying to change how everything was scored or how everything was formatted. You know what I mean? They called it how they called it. You know what I mean? So what? And I'm gonna just leave it at that, son. Like we gotta start giving these cats the credit they deserve. You feel me? Like I said, the fight I saw last night was, and I mean that was not, it was not a robbery at all. And that's my problem with a lot of these cats of today. Any fight that they feel is close to them is a robbery. You know what I mean? Niggas be using the term robbery too loosely now. You know what I mean? Like everything is a robbery. They say Devin Haney and Lomachenko was a robbery. Um, um, who else? The fight last night with Richardson Hitchins, that was a robbery. Um, they said a lot of fights was robberies. You know what I mean? Like they said it was some catch that said Tim Zoo and Fundora was a robbery. I was like, yo, what are you talking about? That's what I'm saying, son. This the term robbery gets used too loosely in the sport of boxing today. And it's that's why they have who they have judging the fights already. If it was left up to some of you cats to judge these fights, yo, boxing would be so effed up. I wouldn't know what to say because I don't know what most of y'all be looking at when y'all be talking about most of these fights, yo. Richardson Hitchens looked nice last night. He was down a couple times in the fight. He capitalized and he brought it back into his favor. He outworked and he outpointed Lemos. You feel me? So it's like he had a better he had a better accuracy, better punch placement. He outboxed Lemos and he outpointed him. You know what I mean? They showed the stats at the end of the fight. Are you going? I don't know if cats are going off the stats or if they just going off what the commentators are saying and what they see. Because what you see can be totally deceiving. You know what I mean? That's not what I saw last night. But you know what I mean? But whatever. Like y'all, most of y'all gonna still call it how y'all want to call it. But the judges, they scored it how they scored it. Richardson Hitchens won. It was unanimous. You know what I mean? So deal with it. You feel me? Uh, one thing I will say though, when they asked him at the end, uh, I believe he's the mandatory for Matias now. Uh, you know what I mean? He was like, yeah, you know what I mean? We got Matias, but he said something about going the WBO route. And you know what I mean? I'm like, uh-oh. So are you trying to duck this smoke? Are you trying to duck the smoke, little Haiti? You trying to duck the smoke, little Haiti? You feel me? But nah, it's all good, son. Like whichever route he chooses to go, they all going to meet up at some point in their career, son. That's why I'm not tripping. Regardless if he tends to go the route where Matias is, or the WBC or the WBO route, it doesn't matter. at the end of the day, they still gonna meet up when it's time to make the fight. I don't believe these cats are not scared. And if Hitchins believe he's not ready for Matias, then that's cool because with the performance he had last night, it wasn't his best performance. So if he feel that he need to go a different route in order to get himself back in the game, to get his confidence back up, then so be it. Let him go and make his decisions and go over there and fight whoever he feel he needs to fight to get his confidence up. Then we can talk about him fighting Matias if Matias don't take another L. You feel me? So I'm gonna just keep it at that, son. Like, let these cats do what they gonna do. They all gonna meet up in the end, in they all gonna meet up in the end. So yo, let these cats do what they gonna do, son. Because it's like it's like no matter what, son, the fights that we want, they gonna get made. You feel me? So it's really no need in going back and forth saying this and saying that. You know what I mean? Just because you don't get what you want, it's not up to you. It's not up to us for real. I mean, it is, but these cats, they gonna fight when they want to. You feel me? Like, so at the end of the day, it's not worth, you know what I mean, getting all in your feelings and saying, man, I wish he would have did this, or I wish he would have called him out or called them out. Like, yo, they gonna fight when they ready. So you just make sure you ready when they make that announcement. You feel me? It's gonna happen. Just chill, yo. And that's where we all in the sport of boxing, as far as like so-called fans. You can't satisfy what I've learned. You can't satisfy most of these Negroes. Like, even when they give you what they want, even when the fighters give you what you want, you still find a way to complain. You feel me? Like, nobody is satisfied. No matter what they do, no matter what they say, they are never satisfied. You feel me? Like, um, prime example, uh, Tank Davis. I was just watching, yo, shout out to my guy, Boxer Ego. I was watching Boxer Ego before I logged on here, and he was showing Javante Davis. Yo, Javante Davis is in phenomenal shape, son, leading to his fight with Frank Martin, allegedly, because he still hasn't made the announcement, which I know is coming. You know what I mean? I'm patient, but what I believe, and like I said, this is just me. I believe Javante Davis is waiting for Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia's fight week to announce his fight, to take all the steam away from Devin versus Ryan. That's what I truly believe. If 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 that's true, and Javante Davis is waiting to announce his fight on their fight week, yo, Javante Davis is the master troll. Yo, that's what I truly believe. I truly believe he's waiting for Devin and Ryan's fight week to announce his fight, to take all the steam and momentum, you know what I mean, from that. But yo, Tank looked chiseled, son. He looked nice going into this fight, yo. And we still 2.5 months away, you know what I mean, from him in his fight. You feel me? So man, like I just can't wait, son. This is the most in shape I've seen Tank since you know what I would say, since his Hector Garcia joint, because going into his Hector Garcia fight, Tank was in phenomenal shape then. But with this fight, going into his latest fight, yo, this is probably the best shape I've ever seen him in. Straight up, this man is ready. He's hungry. Um, I don't think he's overworking. You know what I mean? Everything is on time. It's all in place. You feel me? Like yeah, yo, like this. It's the best shape I've seen Tank in, you know what I mean, ever. This the most this the best he's ever looked leading into a fight, you know what I mean, since I've been watching boxing. So yo, shout out to Tank, shout out to Coach Cal, you know what I mean? Coach Cal be on the panel with the brothers. I'm a I'm gonna get on the Rise podcast, you know what I mean, so I can chop it up with Coach Cal one of these days, you know what I mean, whenever they go live. Uh, I'm just I'm just always missing it, son. I'm always either working or I'm always too late. You feel me? But I'm a get on there one day. You feel me? You know what I mean? I'm gonna chop it up with Coach Cal. You know what I mean? And singing all the brothers that's on there, Coach Kenny. You feel me? And we're gonna make it rock like that. You feel me? Straight up. But it's just it's I just feel like it's a lot of people they tend to talk a little bit too early before knowing the full situation. You know what I mean? And that's why I wait until I got all the information needed before I make my assessments. You feel me? Like I never jump the gun. I never jump the gun too early and start talking about this and that because whenever you do that, it ends up being a whole different route. You feel me? It ends up being a whole different thing. And that's why it's worth it to just wait and be patient until you fully know what's happening. Then you talk about it. That's it's a little bit it's too much it's too much um allegedness going on. Like people always talking about, yeah, well so and so they always say this, yo. They be like, yo, I heard or so and so said allegedly. It's like, yo, what you mean allegedly? Why are you talking about stuff prematurely in the first place? You feel me? Like just because they want an early story, just because they want to be the first ones to bring it out, that they'll call out and say any and everything just so they can be the first ones to have the news. When at the end of the day, you're wrong. So really, you're the first ones to be wrong. It's like, yo, just wait until you have all the information, then you put out the news. It's too much going on with the media in boxing, son. Like some of y'all cats need to chill. You really need to chill. Like females do that. It's all grown men doing this behavior. You know what I mean? I heard so and so said this. I don't really know if it's true or not, but I be like instantly click, like get this shit off my screen. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear I heard or so and so said this. I think this is what they said. It's like, yo, if you don't fully know, don't say nothing about it. That bothers me. It bothers me to the core, man. If you don't know fully what's happening, don't report it. But like I said, cats want to be early or the first ones to bring out the news, but you the first ones to bring out false news. Because whenever you say allegedly or so and so said or I heard this, it ends up being a whole different thing. And you end up being wrong. So it's like, yo, just wait. Be patient, son. Like that's why they say patience is a virtue. And to be honest, that's why I really don't make boxing analysis videos every day. That's why I don't drop boxing news every day because I wait until I have as much information needed. Then I bring out the news. Then I start bringing it out. Then I start talking. You feel me? Like just it's worth the wait. It's always worth the wait. Wait until you have the full assessment and all the information, then you bring it out. Don't be like old media. You feel me? If you call yourself so-called new media, don't be like old media. That's what old media do. If you're new media, you wait until you have all the information, then you put it out. So it's not like you being false in your analysis. But anyway, that's 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 just me, son. Like I'm not itching for a story, or I'm not eager to just put out anything. You feel me? Like I wait until I have all the information needed. You know what I mean? Then I talk about it. It ain't nothing wrong with that. So that's it, son. That's pretty much all I got. Um, I enjoyed the fights from last night. Shout out to Diego Pacheco. Shout out to Richardson Hitchins. Shout out to Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Shout out to all my fam in Brooklyn right now, Brownsville. You know what I mean? Shout out to my cuz Sharon in Brooklyn. Yeah, I see you shine. I see you shining, kid. You feel me? Shout out to his family, his kids. Um, Shout out to all my fam, son, all my brothers and sisters who I watch on this YouTube verse day in, day out. Shout out to Just Do. Shout out to the Rise. Shout out KO Boxing. You know what I mean? Shout out Key Alexandria. Shout out Ashley's Corner. Shout out Tay Tay, Quee. Um, Shout out G5. I still F with G5. That's my dog. You know what I mean? Shout out to Mrs. Do, holding the whole family down. You know what I mean? And shout out to me. You feel me? Straight up. We in here, Israel in the building, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We here. We're gonna always be here, and we ain't going nowhere, you suckers. You feel me? And we gonna leave it like that. On that note, I'll check with you cats later. On the flip side, y'all be safe. Enjoy your Sunday night. Don't do nothing crazy. I'm about to chill, have me a few sips, and I'm going to chill, yo. I'm going to check out Queens of the Ring. You know what I mean? Shout out to Nick J, Boxiana, doing their thing. They on the come up. You know what I mean? Support the sisters. You feel me? And we going to rock like that, Shun. So on that note, shout out to my daughter with her bad ass. And we out. Salute.